Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So today we're talking whiskey and proofs. What exactly do I mean by that? Stick around, we're going to talk a little bit about that today on the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel.
Slow it down.
So let's have a little bit of fun with this one. Again, this is going to be a little bit of an experiment, or I may use you as kind of a bourbon test dummy on this one. But again, we're going to be talking about whiskeys and their proofs. And what do I mean by that? So again, this experiment is going to involve your participation. That's going to need to be listed or documented in the context below. So make sure you're going to leave a comment as to what all of this is. We're going to dive into that right now. So what am I kind of getting at with whiskeys and proofs? In my opinion, far too many people think or want to say they enjoy sipping on bourbons or whiskeys in general at a much higher proof than maybe what they really are suggesting. So again, I think in the comments below, listing the whys and the hows and all of that is going to be crucial to this video. So what am I getting at with whiskey and proofs? So what I'm trying to figure out here is, in all reality, what your favorite proof to sip whiskey at is. Not only that, again, it doesn't have to be bourbon, it can be any whiskey. And again, what is that proof for you? Not only proof, but what is that maybe bottle that is going to represent that proof, to provide a little bit of context as to what it is you're sipping on and why. And again, as I had mentioned before, in my opinion, a lot of people want to say I enjoy sipping on much higher proof whiskeys than they really do. So we'll get into kind of some categories and things along those lines as to where some of these proofs are going to kind of fall, into. So as I mentioned before, again, this is a participation video that will involve you 100%. If you don't leave comments or provide proofs and or bottles as context, then the people watching the video don't have really anything to kind of go off of. So we'll maybe pull this for upwards of a year, maybe even more, because I think this will be a really good video to provide people with a lot of good information that they're hearing from people within the whiskey community, as to the favorite proofs and or that bottle that represents that proof. So without further ado, let's kind of go ahead and get into the categories for when you're reaching for a bottle that is just going to be something that you want to sit down with and sip on. What is that proof point going to be, and why, and what that bottle may be? So here are going to be the categories of sipping at these proof ranges. So we'll give you a fairly wide range of what these may be. And again, I think the context of not only the proof, but the bottle will kind of represent your answer in the comments below. So first up, as you can imagine, bourbon being a minimum of 80 proof, we're going to start there. 80 to 90 proof as category 1. Category 2, 90 to 100 proof. Category 3, 100 proof to 110. Category 4, 110 to 120, and category 5, which is going to be 120 plus. So make sure you leave a comment below. And again, all of this is going to factor into what becomes the highest statistic proof that everybody is kind of sipping on. We'll get a really good idea of what those proof points are and what the bottle that represents your kind of proof point really is. That'll give a really nice context to, again, your thoughts, your impressions, your opinion on what that proof range is that you enjoy sipping on, and again, what that bottle may be. So with that, you've got your 5 categories of proof range. Again, category 1, 80 to 90, category 2, 90 to 100, category 3, 100 to 110, category 4, 110 to 120, and finally category 5, 120 and up. So again, the context is if you can sip a bourbon, or when you're sitting down to sip on a bourbon, what is ultimately your go-to proof and or range that you really truly enjoy sipping a bourbon, or just in general a whiskey at. Make sure you not only leave the category number, but the proof that you enjoy and what that bottle in context may be that matches that proof. So there you go. You are going to be the bourbon or whiskey test dummies on this video, and we'll maybe jump back a year from now, being September 11th, 2024, and see ultimately where we are. I'll make sure and go through all of the answers that you guys leave below and calculate a percentage overall as to what that kind of favorite proof range may be, why, and we'll see again if there are a lot of typical or standard bottles that people are kind of going to in this category. But again, your involvement will be crucial within this video. So make sure that as you're watching to this point, leave a comment below as to, again, your category, your proof range, and the bottle that represents that proof that you're sipping at, and maybe even provide a description as to what that whiskey is and why it is that you enjoy sipping on it. Not only for me, but anybody coming back to watch the video and looking at the comments below will have a good idea of what it is people are enjoying and why. So again, this is gonna be a proof game, so make sure you leave a comment below. I appreciate all of your support. Your participation, mostly in this video, is gonna be crucial. So with that being said, thank you for participating in this video. Leave a comment below. If you have any other suggestions, leave a comment below as well. But again, we're talking proof game and all of those categories. So make sure you leave a comment below in the description as to category that matches the proof, the bottle for context, and anything else that you may want to share. So thank you guys again for joining me today. And remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers, and I can't wait to see what that favorite sipping proof range is. Cheers.